Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Business and Brews Birmingham. I'm here with Rashad Grimes, the founder and CEO of Dippi, and we're sitting outside a little donkey in Homewood, Alabama. Excited to talk here today. Let's get started.
So Dippi is Alabama's first alcohol delivery company. We partner with local businesses such as wineries, breweries, and package stores to get booze to Alabama's doorsteps.
Did you see how concise that was?
I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur because my father would wake me up 6:30 in the morning to go shine shoes and repair shoes. Long story short, I was already enrolled in Innovation Depot because I had a similar concept, but I kind of had to, make some pivots and things like that. But one day I was listening to NPR, and I found out that Alabama had recently passed Senate Bill 126 for alcohol delivery. And at that moment, I seen the niche that I had and the niche that I needed to have. And I made the pivot, pitched to a couple investors at Innovation Depot, and I won first place. And the rest is history. We're here now.
Do you think that upbringing early on, because a lot of people say like entrepreneurs are born, not made. That would tell me that entrepreneurs are made, right? Like I think a lot of it just comes with your experience and what you go through. What was it that really drew you to, I got to go do something on my own?
Yeah, so I think it's a little, so I will say, I do think it's a little bit of both, but more so made. I will say, unless you come from a background with, just say a nice means of income, because some people, you read their dreams, they start with, hey, I started my company with $3 million, or my father invested in this. Right. I can't relate to you at all, right? And nothing against that person, because that person, parents or grandparents set up a foundation for their life can be easier. That's what I'm doing for my family. Right. But what I will say is right now, kind of where I started, I think the trials and tribulations I kind of went through early on, and not necessarily trials, right? It was really, I kind of grew up with a father that had the mindset, hey son, you don't want to work for anyone, right? Because when you work for someone, you are dependent on another man to feed you, right? So I kind of grew up one of those hardcore fathers who would kind of boast and laugh at me and my brothers. You guys are going to work and wait 2 weeks for your check. Right now, I can feed my family with my hands. If the world comes to the end, I can still provide. So I was kind of raised with a strong father who kind of believed in creating your own vocations. And that kind of what instilled me. I still, had the other side, which is, I hear you, Pops, but you're controlling my finances right now. I work for you. So I still end up getting another job early on, worked at Joseph A. Banks where I was an undergrad, graduated, went to law school. And this is like a real great story, I think. So when I was in law school, I ended up getting married, having a child. And my law school mixed in with the shoe shining, because what I found out is I said, hey, I need some money and I really can't work long hours like a traditional job while in law school. So I used some of the knowledge that I learned in law school about contracts. I was extremely confident in my contract class. So long story short, I ended up signing a deal with 2 hotels in Birmingham to pay me around $4,500 a month, and I got to keep the shoe shine money. Oh, nice. So I was bringing in around a little over 10 grand a month shining shoes. So
while you're in law school.
While I was in law school. Awesome. So yeah, I mean,
stories like that.
So the entrepreneurship has always been in me, I would say, but I think it also has something to do with, my upbringing and the mindset, because what we're going through now as a company, I will say, if you don't have the mental fortitude to understand, you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from, or you don't know when the next investment may come in. A lot of people aren't built for the instability that comes along with the startup. Right. Unless you come with a guarantee, hey, we're starting with $3 million in hold. If this money doesn't work, so I kind of come from a background of, well, this has to work, because, right. I graduated law school, I passed the bar, and everybody thought I was extremely crazy because I turned down, a 6-figure job to run a startup. So everybody, kind of thought I was crazy. And I am, you have to be a little crazy to kind of go on the route that I went. But I think it's a little bit of both. I think as a person, you have to have a natural, resolve within yourself. And you also have to have, some type of, some type of confidence, some type of, teaching that somebody has sown into you to, let people know what's possible.
100%. You use 2 words in there that I love: fortitude and resolve. Right. Those are 2 things that I think any entrepreneur has just got to sear inside their brain is, I got to just keep going and going and going. Because you're right, there's times when you don't know when that next opportunity is going to come. We just had something today that hit that we've been working on for, oh gosh, I don't even know how long, like months and months and months. And it finally today we feel like we hit the tipping point where like something big's about to happen, right? And so it's just so fun. It's fun knowing that you can get there, but also knowing that there's days in between. What do they say? The highs are high and the lows are even lower, right?
Exactly,
When you're in the startup world.
Really low.
So hey man, thanks so much for being here. Want to say thank you and a big shout out to Little Donkey and Homewood. They took care of us today with some beers and they set us up outside because there was a little ambient noise in there. But if you haven't been into this new location, it's killer. Come check it out. And thank you guys for joining us. I hope you found this as valuable as I do, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. How's that?
Great job, guys. You kill it, man. You kill it. You make this thing feel so natural.
Isn't it fun?